You don't gotta worry about action figures and anything going all digital, even though they try to do it for some reason. Oh man. What's going on, my tiddly bits? It's Man the Caveman here, and gotta throw my 2 cents in on the PlayStation snafu going on right now with the elimination of physical media. Now, I am old school. Do I agree with it? No, I like my physical media. I do like my physical. I like having my games. I regret selling stuff back in the day to upgrade potentially and all that. I feel like it's important. I mean, I was just looking through my stuff and just remembering all the memories and everything. Remembering where I got that game, how much fun I had playing that game with or without friends. You know, like just the sheer experience behind it. Everything has just gotten so cold lately. In the past, I say like, I don't know, decade, it just kept escalating and escalating. So it's like Sony is a billion-dollar industry. Their net worth alone is in the hundreds, probably damn near $200 billion. And half of that is the gaming freaking industry, probably somewhere around, like $50 billion. So it's like, this is just an unjustified move if it's about money and maximizing profit and revenue, but you're cutting out a portion of that. So once you cut out a portion of that as the equation, the new 100% will just become the digital thing, which will automatically go down from 80 to whatever. So it's not going to look good no matter what you do. So that doesn't make any sense to me. Another thing that doesn't make any sense, look, I'm going back and forth on this, is when you download a game, don't you have it? Because I have plenty of stuff. I'm not tech savvy, man. I am far beyond tech savvy, and I have systems and other things that I download stuff, back them up on external hard drives and everything like that, and they're there. So when you do that on the PlayStation stuff, I have old PlayStation systems with old PlayStation games that I have downloaded on them. So you're telling me that they no longer work anymore? I mean, I haven't checked on them in a while. They're in storage somewhere. But you're telling me those aren't going to work anymore? Is that what they're veering towards? Because that's kind of fucked up if that's the case. And I do agree you should own your stuff. If people wanted to, it's become such a world where it's just subscriptions for everything and getting you to constantly pay for things. And it's not as if the price of this stuff is going to go down. They're talking that they're cutting the cost and the manufacturing and everything. So, but are the game prices going to go down? No, they're still going to be $70. They're just going to save a shitload of money on distributing and packaging and blah, 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 blah. And they're also getting rid of jobs, so that's nice, right? That's a nice thing to do. But it's just, I'm a physical media guy. I think there's more to it. There's something that's been missing from culture and society and everything that just got so cold-oriented. And I think it's a bad move. PS5 I don't even have a large amount of stuff for my PS5. I literally just went in and bought it because the price was going to jump up, and I was like, you know what, I might as well get it, get the next gen system, because I'm a PlayStation fan. I have been a PlayStation fan since PS1. As a matter of fact, I had bought a Sega Saturn, and the thing was messed up. And I went back to Toys R Us, and they didn't have any more Sega Saturns. So they were like, oh, you want a PlayStation? And I was like, all right, so switched it over. It was the same price at the time. Best thing that ever happened to me. Honestly, it was the best thing that ever happened because the Sega Saturn sucked. It sucked. And I was never happier that I got a PlayStation. I made the mistake of getting the Saturn, and it rectified itself almost immediately. But I am a PlayStation fan, and I'm just old school with it, man. I miss the days of putting the game in and like not having to wait a half hour to have it install and all this shit. Like, what are they gonna do that's gonna sweeten the deal on this? Like, what are they gonna do? Are they just getting rid of the discs, and then they're gonna go like, hey, cartridges or something would be nice. It does hold more info, right? Like I said, not tech savvy, guys. I am not a tech savvy guy, but I think it's not good in a lot of ways. And people could say that it's an old heart, but something's missing, and there's more to it than them just eliminating physical media for no reason. It's more than, it's got to be more than just money and stuff. Like I said, my cat's getting annoyed talking about money. But it's got to be more than just money and stuff. It has to be, because for $1 billion, like, you guys got enough money, guys. You really do. So this is kind of bullshit at this point. Anyway, I'm gonna grab up some of my physical media stuff. I don't game that much anymore anyway. I do other stuff. I don't have the space and everything, blah blah blah. But what do you guys think? What's your opinion on what's going on with this shit? Like, this is real stuff, man. This is gonna have rippling effects, and I know there's a ton of backlash going on, but there's also people on the opposite side. And there's also people that don't give a shit, and I don't even game that much, but there are games and stuff that are announced and everything that I would play. Like the new God of War remade trilogy. I would love to experience those in great quality and all that stuff, but I'm not gonna buy. I'm not gonna do it. I would rather own it. Like, I would rather have the physical copy and play the game, and have the game. I have all of them. I have all the God of Wars. I had them all up, and I even had the PSP one until somebody ended up stealing that shit on me. Never forget that either. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys, your guys, are you for or against it? That's the big question. What's your thoughts on it? Honestly, like, this is big. This is huge, guys. This is the end of an era. Like, it really, really is. If something doesn't happen in a year and a half, if something doesn't tweak or something isn't done, this is it, guys. For at least Sony. I mean, the rest will follow, I'm sure. Hey, what's happening, guys? Yeah, I just need to run out the clock right now, in other words. Because I didn't want to make you guys sick, because I know that stuff is flipping pretty damn quick. And that's only my PlayStation collection I got going on. I know it's not like the most impressive. And I've had stuff over the years. I've traded in, lost, stuff's been stolen. God knows what else has happened over the years. But I got 64, Nintendo, all that good stuff. And yeah, I got VHSs. I'm sure you've seen those. But I think physical media is important. Like, it's something that's kind of missing. It's almost like, it feels like almost like when you would get it, it feels almost kind of like treasure, honestly. Like I said, it could be like this old heart thing that I had mentioned. But I mean, realistically, man, it feels like something is just so cold and just kind of just like nothingness nowadays, that it's just, everything's about control and money, and it's insane, man. It's insane, and it's unjustified. And realistically, like, I mean, it's almost like they're just creating just fucking robot consumers. Like, nobody can think for themselves, and everybody's like, oh, don't complain, or oh, you're just whining and about this stuff. And it's like, nah, there's more to it than just that, man. Like, don't you have any, like, not even like empathy, but like there just seems to be this almost brainwashy type stuff going on. And it's like, I get that sales were up on the digital end, and I get that you know, I'm not saying don't advance into the future, but there's just something so cold about it. There's just something that is not like it's almost inhuman. It doesn't feel right. Like you can't, like with having like a library of stuff like as a list on a digital thing, regardless of if it can get taken away or whatever happens. You know, I'm sure something will happen down the line that'll like probably change your mind about it. But it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like human, like I said. Like I don't have another way to like say it. That's my own personal opinion. I grew up on physical media. Physical media is constantly changing. But I don't think it should go away. I don't think it should be abruptly stopped. And yeah, guys, I mean, I just that's my opinion. So I mean, what do you guys think? Always interested in hearing feedback and everything from other people. You know, I think there's a petition going on. They got like a ridiculous amount of signatures. I hope that they work with us. You know, like I hope that they do. I hope that they just work with us. Or, you know, hey, maybe somebody else will come out of the freaking woodwork and start making physical media, and, you know, it'll kick back up. It's happened before, you know, and then, you know, Sony will be kicking themselves in the ass. But anyway, guys, you know me. Always on the lookout for cool stuff to bring to you. Always calls it how I sees it. And I'll catch you guys next time in the cave.